All right. Hello, I am Louie
And I'm Millie, and welcome back to week 2.
of the Who Does That podcast. Um,
I want to thank
wow.
everybody we had some overwhelming support for our first podcast, and we want to thank everybody that joined in, all the people that added comments
Yeah.
and were helping us out. It was really overwhelming to see, and it was really nice to see that there's other people that want to have just simple conversation.
Yeah, and the for because we said we were going to do this weekly just to catch everybody up, we kind of got really sick. I got really sick first,
And he gave it to me.
and I gave it
Remember
to
from
everybody
the
else.
first episode, he gave it to me.
Yeah.
I
And
went
then
through the whole house.
and also I've been really busy. I'm currently producing a feature film, and now I'm on a TV show producing that while also teaching and doing this. So I've been all over the place. So excuse me for that, but we're still here. I just like before we start, um, I have not really seen any of this so far, but like we got to keep things positive. Because I can already see the people wanting to start something, and that's not the point.
Are you talking about the comments?
Yeah, like
Oh,
I just not to make things so negative. This is supposed to just be
it's supposed to be just be banter, and
right.
and that's fine. We're only going to acknowledge all the positive stuff. So,
Mhm.
because I mean, we only got like one kind of negative thing, and
And
we're
not really.
we're not and not really, and we're not here for it. So, and it doesn't bother us one bit. So go just scroll on to the next podcast. We really don't need you watching us if you don't like our what we're talking about. And it's up to you. It's really not a big deal. So move on and move forward. Goodbye.
Yeah, really just the goal of the entire show is to just have fun and engage in things that we all have an opinion on. We all have an opinion about the shopping carts. We all have an opinion about the person standing too long in line. It's not supposed to be serious.
Nope. It's just an opinion.
It's just an opinion, and it's just the one place on the internet, I guess now, where people can just have
It's just
dumb banter. That's the
Yeah,
only way
that's
I can
it. It's
say it.
just
Just
banter. It's really not it's not that serious. There's too many serious things in life, and life is too short. Tomorrow's never promised. So let's have fun while we're here. Let's just chat, and for people that don't have anyone to chat with, hope you like it and that you don't feel lonely and that you have a podcast to come to that is not trying to incite anything and that is just wants to make you laugh. That's it.
pretty much.
So let's get going.
um okay, so we have our first segment, and so as we go, obviously we're figuring things out as we're moving forward, and we figure that it'd be more structured and fun to have segments that relate to like one scenario instead of hopping from random subject to random subject. So this one are all situations in regards to the deli at the grocery store, because
Mhm.
that place is a madhouse
It's
more than
called
half the time.
deli specials.
Yeah, the deli specials.
All right, let's do the deli
All right,
specials. What's
so
the first one?
the first one we have is it acceptable to ask for your deli meat to be sliced super thin? And we're not talking about just like
That's called shaved.
yeah, like is it okay to have like paper thin slices of
It
meat? Is that okay to do to
it depends on the meat.
what do you mean depends on the meat? What is that?
Okay, so I like my deli meat sliced thin. My ham for my ham sandwich with the if you slice it thin, it just tastes much better. And roast beef, the same thing. You don't want no big old thick piece of roast beef in your sandwich.
Mm,
I would rather have a couple of thin slices with a little air in between. The cheese can get in there, the condiments can get in there. Just slapping a piece of like thick meat in there is gross. But
mm-mm.
I could see like if you are doing like an open faced turkey sandwich that you might want a thicker piece of turkey. And I know some Italian people that make a dish with the peas and the ham and the pasta, and you want the chunks of thick ham, so then they cut and cube the ham. That goes really well
I
with the
think the
pasta.
more meat the better. That's my stance.
But you could still have a lot of meat. It's just the way it's sliced
Oh, yeah,
thin.
yeah, I guess like I guess like adding like 20 layers of not 20. That's insane.
But he
I'm
does.
not like that.
Yes,
I
he
maybe I
does.
do,
Yes,
but
he does. He comes out with a thick sandwich like that.
listen,
But you
it
gotta
tastes too
get it.
good.
You gotta take it out, and you gotta like kind of like just kind of put it
What is
there.
that?
It's just
She's
you can't just lay it flat. Like
you,
it's got you gotta like you
you
gotta
gotta
like
crinkle
you
the
gotta
you gotta
crinkle it
crinkle
in.
the
See,
meat.
it gets some air in
You gotta
there.
get some, you gotta
You gotta crinkle it.
crinkle the meat.
Yes. And just put in so then it all like when you take your bite with your cheese and like your mayonnaise, like it all gets in there
So I
in
guess
the little
like
pockets.
so I guess a follow up to that question is like, what's too thick?
I mean, again, it depends on what kind of sandwich you're
But
making.
like what? Come on, man. Like how many? Like I don't like.
Well,
What do you mean?
again, like if you have an open faced turkey sandwich and you're gonna put gravy on that, you can't have a thin slice of turkey.
But there are thin slices of turkey. What you mean, like actual turkey,
Yeah,
like
like
real turkey?
well, the turkey you can get a slice of turkey meat from the turkey breast. That's the same thing
Yeah,
from the
but
deli.
like leftover Thanksgiving sandwiches, right?
That's
Like from the
usually
turkey.
pieces of that you're taking off from or you slice from an actual turkey.
No, I know, but I'm just saying there's a
Yeah, so
distinction.
you have like thicker pieces of meat on your sandwich.
Yeah, I like the thicker pieces. Maybe more thin slices than just a big slab of meat. Because yeah, if it's just a big chunk of ham, like an actual
You gotta
like that thick,
bite into
that's
it.
a little ridiculous.
No, I
But
don't want. But everybody's different. Maybe somebody has like maybe somebody knows a sandwich that would taste great with a really thick piece of meat.
maybe isn't that just a hamburger?
That might be a
Is
hamburger.
that just a hamburger?
That might be a hamburger. But that's ground.
Do you think a hot dog's a sandwich?
Oh no.
I do.
You think a hot dog's a
I think a
meat?
hot dog counts as a sandwich.
Does it count as a meat?
Does it count as meat? I don't know what's in that, but
Oh.
I don't know what I don't know what hot dogs are made. Well, they're made from the scraps actually. They so all
Yeah,
the
that's what I
scraps
say.
from
Is it meat?
but that's chicken nuggets too.
Oh, anyway, let's
Chicken
do the
nuggets are
next one
just
because I don't know want to talk about
by
chicken
yeah.
nuggets right now.
Fun fact: the chicken nuggets that you eat is just scraps from the leftover meat that gets shaved off, and they just put it in the grind. Isn't that how it's like? That's how it's basically
I don't
done,
know.
and then it's like a paste, basically.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah, that
so we'll go. We're gonna go
let's go back
vegan.
to the yeah, let's go back to the deli. What's the next one we got?
Okay, so the next question is: you walk up to the deli counter. There's a crowd. You don't know who's been helped or who's waiting. What do you do? Do you just stand there and hope you get the person's attention, or do you just go up to the front and just take a number and wait? I would just take the number.
I would
That
go up to I've done that. It's the awkward look around of who's here first, who's
right,
being helped, how many people are left. And I go if there is a number, if they even if they're taking them or they're not, I just go and I grab the little number. And then everybody starts panicking and starts getting a number if they didn't.
right.
Um otherwise like I don't know how else like to maneuver the situation because it's uncomfortable and everybody and then they start crowding around so it's like you can't even shop or look at what meats you want because they're like hoarding the front of the deli.
When people do this thing where they hover, like, and it's weird because I have people always hovered like that. I feel like more and more people just kind of go up to stuff just to look at it now. I don't know why that's a weird thought in my head, but like I remember for
Yeah.
some reason it being less. Like people just kind of went up and got stuff, and now everyone just spends like 30 minutes looking at chicken that they're not gonna
Yeah,
buy.
it's it I feel like more people hover now than they used to back in the day. Because people didn't have time back in the day. We didn't have where we could order stuff. We didn't have where we could um like have delivery service or anything. We were literally getting in our car, taking our stuff to the dry cleaner, picking our stuff up, going to the store, no Amazon. We were had to go pick up toothpaste. Oh, I forgot this, I forgot that. So back in the day, we were much busier. Now you got a little bit more time and people kind of hover in front. And I don't really know why they hover in front, but I also notice if I'm in an aisle and I'm looking at like a can of tomato sauce, all of a sudden there's three people around me, like literally breathing on me.
Yeah, I just and just a quick note, the this you're the person that spends the most on Amazon. All the Amazon packages come from this person
No,
right next to
no,
me.
no.
So anyway, that has nothing
Because
to do
you
with the
guys are
deli.
always telling me what you're out of. I'm always
No,
doing the inventory
that's
in
not
this
true.
house because nobody tells me what's missing. So I got to call Amazon to help me out.
That's not true.
It is true.
Anyway, so back to
Says
the
the
deli.
says the gentleman that orders all these like T-shirts and stuff from overseas.
I don't do that.
You do. You order stuff all the
I buy brand stuff. Fila, Patagonia, sponsor. Anyway, so
time.
I would just take the number.
I bought you
I would take the number.
that.
I would take the number from the deli.
Yeah,
I don't think there's any point, but that's what the numbers are
but
for.
sometimes I do ask, like, "Are you in line? Are you in line?"
No,
But you can't do that to everybody. So,
you can't do that with 30
and
people
people
standing
get a
around.
little aggressive sometimes too. Like, "Yeah, I'm in line." Okay, well then,
Okay, then don't walk over 10 aisles over and come back.
yeah, exactly. Don't go over
Don't
to the
wander.
cheeses. Go look at all the cheeses, and then you're back in line unless you got a number. Unless they're calling numbers, but our deli doesn't always call numbers. So,
Well, and delis are completely different here because like we're all from the
yes,
East Coast. Because like up there, it's just you get your number and that's it.
yeah, East Coast is like East Coast, they know how to do it. Like New York, New Jersey, they know how to do it. You come up to the deli, you get your number. The guy at the deli knows who's in line
Right,
and they know who's next and who's not.
right.
They know how to do it. Out here, Arizona, we gotta
Like West Coast stuff.
we gotta do a little more etiquette
There
and a
needs
little niceness.
there needs to be more just Italian guys running stuff and just nope,
Yeah.
I saw you. Get out.
Well, they
Just
could.
more.
It doesn't have to be an Italian guy, but it needs to be someone with some authority and that knows what they're doing.
It needs to be someone from one of the boroughs running these things. It has to
Well,
be somebody.
because we have an order, and we have New York and New Jersey. The people have order to what they do. It's it's really
Everything's
really
like
good.
this. Everything's like
There's a lot
this.
of social rules, but they're wonderful. All right, what's the
Um.
next one?
Okay. So, all right. Our next scenario in this segment is how many samples is acceptable to ask before you have to move on. So
Yes,
like how many is it okay before it gets ridiculous for the guy cutting the meat behind the counter?
I say two samples max. That's it. You get here's a slice of cheese, here's a slice of the meat.
Yeah.
And then move on because then people have to wait for you. Every time that you order something, they got to slice something. I just one to two samples, that's it. You got to keep the line moving.
No,
What do
I
you think?
agree. I listen, I think like if you get one, two by the third slice, by the third one, you need to if it, you don't like it, you need to be like, all right, that's
I think I think
okay.
everything starts tasting the same after like 3 bites anyway. I think there's some
well,
sort of
well,
scientific.
because again, it circles back to the thickness. Because some people just have to. It's like just because of the thickness, and then it just gets ridiculous. Like, man,
I don't know. I
just get
think
your meat and get out.
we may have some listeners that they go out to have lunch on samples.
Yeah, but like if
Because
you're,
look at Costco and they go to the Costco samples. It's like it's crazy.
it is crazy.
And I've gone back twice for some things.
I listen. The Costco guys,
They keep
they
it
got
moving
they
though.
keep the
They keep it moving.
no. I mean the Costco guys, like the dad and the son,
Oh, the two guys.
the two Italian
Yes, yes.
Italian family. Future collab. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna keep doing that for.
We should. We
We
should do
should.
future collab. They're hysterical and they're really funny to watch too.
I wonder what Big Boom AJ's opinion on the
Yeah,
deli meat
the
is.
deli meat.
On
Yeah,
the deli
yeah.
meat, is it give 5 booms or 6 booms?
I would like to know how many
I
booms.
would like to know how many booms.
All right.
But you think, but yeah. So how many
I
do you
think two
think?
max. Two max.
Two. I'm more generous. I give
If the
three.
if the if there's a line, if there's I think three if there's not that big of a line or if it's just you, then then go ahead have three. But you're gonna buy something too.
Yeah, you can't just be. It's like at the ice cream. It's like that Curb Your Enthusiasm episode where the lady's in front of him at the ice cream store and she's like, "I want to try the chocolate. Let me try the mint. Let me
Yeah.
try the strawberry." And it's like, come on, man.
Yeah, you gotta move on to the next.
You got you. If you don't like it, you be like, "That's okay. Leave and then just go." Right? I mean,
Hmm.
come on.
All right, what's our next one?
Um, the person in front of you at the deli is asking a million questions, holding up the line. Is it acceptable to get involved in the deli order? Like, is it okay to eventually just cut in and stop the madness? Like,
Yeah, so yeah, there's the question people, right? That they gotta ask a couple like, does this have sodium? Does this have this? I think you should do your research. If you're one of those people that really wants to know a lot about the deli meat and it's really important to you, should do the research before you go to the deli.
absolutely. I mean,
Mhm.
but it's like boar's head or something else. Like, it's really like, I mean, like,
Yeah.
how hard is it to really make this decision?
Right. It doesn't, it's not a life or death decision. It literally is, do you want the pepper on the roast beef or not? You know, like, and save that for your sample then if the, you know, if you have too many questions on it. But I think sometimes people get really annoyed if you're asking tons of questions and they just want to like let the deli guy cut the meat already so we can get on to the next order, you know?
But do you think it's but the question is, like, do you think that it's okay to eventually get involved? Like, so if you're standing behind this person, do you think you should say something?
I don't know, but I have seen people get involved and it gets a little crazy.
I think that if it's like ridiculously long, I think
Yeah.
it's so it might be okay. That is I don't know why that's so dicey because it's just meat. But like I do think it's okay
I
to
there's a
just
certain level of mind your business, right?
there's a certain level of mind your business, but I also think that it's okay to just kind of be like, hey, excuse me, if you don't know, can I
Would you
go?
say that?
I mean, if it's like, I don't know, what do you think is good? And like, it's kind of like a minute's crazy, right? Like,
If somebody said
but
that
I'll
to
wait a
me, I would
minute.
be like, "That's your problem. It's my turn right now."
Yeah,
But
but
I
like,
wouldn't ask 80 questions.
but if you're standing
I
there,
know my meats.
but if you're standing there for like 5 minutes and the person's like, I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
man, like, you should have the social awareness to move
But
out of the
see,
way.
that's where I think that the person at the deli keeps it moving and is just like, you know what? How about I take while you make your decision, I take the next order.
It should be on the
Hmm.
deli person, the butcher or
To
the
manage the deli, right?
yeah, it should be on the person
Yeah.
serving you. But
What is it? Was it called like a deli person, or is it called a deli butcher? Like, because they are
well,
cutting
the butcher's
meats,
the one cutting the meat, but
right?
I don't know
But
what you call the person
that slices the
or
deli
that sells it to
slicer,
you.
maybe the deli slicer.
The slicer.
We'll
Let
call
us let
that's
us
what
know
we're
what it's
gonna go.
called.
Yes, let us know what you call the person that slices the meat in the deli.
Has anyone in our family worked as a butcher? We have
As a
bakers and
butcher,
stuff,
I
but
don't
like
know.
not a butcher
I don't
or
know.
a slicer, not a deli slicer. I don't think.
No,
If anybody did it, it's
we don't
a
know.
it's abuelo,
I
my
mean, he's
grandfather.
butchered stuff, but he's
I
I
don't know
don't know.
about
He
some
was a no,
animals.
like I don't feel that he was a professional butcher. No. Professional butcher, that's a hard job.
It must be.
Yeah. All
All
right,
right.
what's our next segment? Or do we have more questions on this one?
This is the last
Oh,
question
this
of
one's
the deli segment, and then we're gonna
move
move
on.
on from here.
I
Would you ever buy the potato salad at the grocery store?
no.
I disagree. That
What?
stuff is good.
No, no,
Yeah.
no, because I don't know how long it's been there.
Well,
And
which
I've been to some delis where I've seen the person make it and I've seen them put it out and it's the same lady for 15 years
mhm.
and I know for sure that that potato salad's probably it's probably good. I myself would not buy it.
I mean,
Don't tell me you've eaten it from there before.
well, it depends on what grocery store too. I think. Like
Yes,
if you're getting groceries, if you're getting potato salad from like I don't know
Walmart.
Walmart, yeah, I wouldn't trust that. We're open to sponsorships.
We're open to
Nothing bad about
sponsorship
Walmart. Just a potato salad
at the deli. At the
at the
deli.
deli. No, but like if it's Walmart, eh, you know. But if it's Whole Foods,
Yeah,
I
I've
trust
got a
that,
better
right?
chance at Whole Foods. They do have where people go and eat lunch, and they
In the
have that
cafe,
whole cafe piece. So at least I know that people are buying it, so that they have to keep making it fresh. You know.
I mean, I can't afford to keep going to Whole Foods, but if I was to buy potato salad anywhere,
I
it's
mean,
gonna be
yeah.
there.
And then there's AJ's too, which is
AJ's.
yeah, that's a, even a little bit fancier, a little bit down here by us and by Awatuki, and they They have really good like cafe food and stuff too, and a really great bakery.
I've never heard of AJ's.
You don't need to go to AJ's. You can't afford AJ's.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Yeah,
All
so
right.
so a no go on the
Not for me, but if
potato
I
salad.
mean, but good luck to you, and don't give me whatever you bring home.
Oh, so well, okay, because there's the like the little containers, and then there's like the big like tubs, and I cannot buy a tub
Listen,
of that's where it gets insane.
I'm sure there's families out there that depend on that to just pick that up and some rotisserie chicken to
Yeah,
feed their family, and that's better than fast food,
yeah,
right? But yeah, you got to be careful where you get it, you know.
yeah. You got to be a little
But
selective with, and that's the same with fish, and that's the same
right,
with like really set like anything with that goes bad
yeah,
quick. Um, so yeah, no go on potato salad. I'm
yeah,
with it.
not for me,
I'm
not for
with it.
me.
Well, it depends, but anyway.
Mhm.
So for this next segment, I have not prepared my you for this because I needed a genuine takes from this. So for this third segment,
Oh no,
just
you
getting
got a
this out.
paper?
Yes, I got a hidden paper here.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, I call this one all in the numbers.
Okay.
So basically, how this is going to work is that I'm going to ask you how many or what percentage of people do a certain thing, and you're going to give me the number, and I'm going to
Okay.
tell you what the actual like statistic is.
Okay.
Okay.
Shoot.
So the first one is, what percentage of people do you think actually floss their teeth?
Oh, I would hope at least 99% of people.
No, give an honest answer. You know
I,
that people don't floss.
okay, let me 75% of people
You're settled on 75.
floss.
That floss their teeth every day.
I mean, I think it should be higher.
That floss every day. You think 75%.
Yes. You
Okay,
can get sick if you don't
I
floss.
know people do not floss on a
Oh,
regular basis. The average person,
so what is the
at least
percentage?
every day. I originally thought it was like maybe like 50%, right? I thought it was low.
That is low.
The CDC says that only 30% of people
What?
floss their teeth every day.
Like how do you like sleep with the gunk in your mouth?
Beats me. I don't know.
Oh.
30%.
Oh
30%.
no. No.
And then that's why the people
You
complain.
guys got to floss.
Well, well, then people complain like, "Oh, it hurts my gums." Well, you're stabbing my gums. No, they're just poking them.
Yeah, it's
You know,
flossing is very important. It's it's good, you know, it contributes to your health. I mean, you gotta floss.
that's
You better
controversial.
floss.
That's controversial. We're gonna get some heat for
What's
that
Why
one.
is it controversial? That's
You
good.
just assumed everybody doesn't floss on our
I
podcast.
did not say that. I
Okay,
just said you gotta floss. I didn't
Colgate.
assume that. I think that our listeners are probably 80% floss.
All right, sponsored by Colgate needs a
Colgate.
sponsor.
All right.
So the next one is, what percentage of people
Okay.
who actually read the terms and conditions? So what do you think the
Oh,
percentage of people who actually read the terms and conditions on iTunes or computers, like what do you think is the
like 0.5%.
really? You don't think
Yeah,
anyone looks at it?
I
No,
don't
I
think
don't
so.
look at it either. I'm just saying maybe they're like I thought it would
I
be a lot
don't think
higher.
so. Maybe a couple of lawyers.
So what do you so
I
like
say
what
0.5%. I don't think even 1% of
you don't think
people.
1% of people read it?
No, because you can't even go forward without clicking agree.
This is funny. So only 7% of people
Wow,
actually read the terms and
that's
conditions.
much higher than I expected.
I mean, like I don't read. I just scroll right down the
Yeah,
bottom and just press
I'm just like just
accept. Like
scroll
yeah,
and
yeah.
accept because you got my info anyway.
It's like the South Park episode where he just clicks it and then he gets kidnapped. Because they're like, well, it's in the terms and conditions. You're letting us use
Yeah,
you, and
just to assume that you're giving away all your rights.
this is yeah, they own you now.
They own you. If you want to use the app or whatever. Yeah, that's what I that's much higher than I expected.
All right,
What's the next one?
so the next one is don't look.
No, I'm just saying how many you got.
There's only like a few more. Okay, so what is the percentage of people do you think that use their phone on the toilet?
Oh, oh, oh,
Like, how many people do you think use
oh.
their phone on the toilet?
Well, I'm sure it's high.
It's definitely high.
Okay.
I thought most people do it.
I I would say it's high, especially for the male side of the population.
Yeah, I think more men. I do. I think more men
No
use their phone on the
offense
toilet.
to any of our male listeners, but I think it's higher on the male side.
Do you think women not use their phones on the?
I think um I think women probably do, but there's a lot involved with women. Like we have our nails and we have like there's a
Yeah, yeah,
lot
yeah,
to women's hygiene that doesn't lead to you need both hands free
yeah.
to,
All right, yeah,
properly take care of
yeah.
things. So
Men, it's
that's what I
easy.
think. Plus the hygiene piece of it. I do not want I want to wash
Yeah,
my
it's
hands
just the
before I
hygiene
touch my
part.
phone. I don't. And plus, I don't, I don't plan on being there that long. People are always looking for me in this house. Like I can't, like it's got to be a quickie, like I can't just sit there for a half an hour. So there's no reason to bring entertainment with me.
So here's the interesting statistics that I found. So it varies by age group.
Okay, that makes
90
sense.
90% of Gen
Oh my
Z
god.
and millennials use their phone on the toilet.
Oh my god, Gen Z millennials. What is
But
going on over here?
but get
I
this.
hope you take a Clorox wipe with you.
But get this. So let's go to the opposite end. How many boomers do you think? Like people from the boomer
Oh,
generation,
they
how many?
probably still take magazines with them.
60%.
60%, yeah.
60, which is way higher than I thought that was going to be. Because I
Yeah.
I thought they would just kind of go in and do their business and get out.
I thought so too. I'm surprised so many older people will do that, especially they're always dropping stuff and
It's always
everything.
Facebook. I guarantee that like 100% of that
Mhm.
60%, they're using that's Facebook.
Probably.
That's Facebook and reposting
But you are for our
AI.
boomer friends that are listening, you don't want to get stuck there for like half an hour and your knees are gonna lock. Because I know I've stood up and I'm like, whoa,
That's
like,
true. I'm a
like
young person. Your leg falls asleep and you're like, oh,
yeah,
you know.
you don't need anybody getting hurt.
So we got like three more.
All right,
So I
well
got three more of
let's get
these.
through them because then we got to still good do call me up and happy hour.
Yeah. So okay.
What's
How
this next one?
what percentage of people do you think take hotel toiletries? So how many people do you think like take the
Oh,
shampoos and the soaps
well,
or
you pay for
towels?
them. Have you paid for a hotel room any time lately?
Yes.
It's like $200 a night at even just your basic hotels
Yeah.
now.
Now it's like about
And
200, like
yeah,
200, and 200 is like the cheap
is
end.
then that's the cheap end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
200 is the cheap end.
If you're in a big city, you can forget about being under 300 a night. Yeah, I'm taking the toiletries, I'm taking the shower cap, I'm taking everything.
So what do you think is the percentage? Like
I
how
would
like
say it's got to be 95%
95%?
at least.
So I thought everybody took at least the shampoo.
Yeah.
Like I always take the hair
I
stuff.
know some people that taking towels and stuff. I don't go
That's
that
crazy.
far.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. Like
I, d-
taking pillows and
I
stuff.
don't want any I don't want hotel towels. I don't.
No, I don't trust that.
No.
Um,
What is it?
the per-
I'm excited to find out.
the percentage is actually 75% just admit they took something. So that doesn't even
Okay.
take into account the people that are lying
Right, right.
in the
You pay
statistics.
for those shampoos. And now some of the hotels have it right in the wall and with the pump now, so they don't even
The-
put the
oh yeah,
shampoos
yeah,
out, which is fine. Please do not take the pumps.
yeah. Don't take the whole pump. That's
That shampoo's not
ridiculous.
even good,
No, it's not even good stuff. Well, it depends on
but
where you're going.
I like when they have the little ones. I don't mind taking those because then if like on my trip, if I'm at a shampoo or something, I like to just have those to take with me on my travels, just in case I go somewhere that they didn't give me any. But
Yeah.
that hasn't really happened.
No, I think I always take the shampoo. Oh,
Yep.
especially in like Vegas, like the nice part of Vegas, the nice hotels
The
in Vegas.
nicer
You
hotels in
take the
Vegas.
nicer hotels in Vegas, you could
I
take
mean,
it, take it.
yeah, no, I mean, there's they put the shampoos out for the use of the person, so that doesn't mean you have to use it right then and there.
I
You
feel
could
like you
use it
should.
later.
I feel like you should take it because, like, what you want someone like? Okay, I used half the bottle, and then the next
Mm.
person's supposed to use your half
No, you
of the
no, they're
bottle.
gonna throw it out.
Right?
They're
They're
not
gonna throw
gonna
it out
even
anyway.
that's like a sanitary thing.
Yeah, because I think it's like I don't know. I've never worked in a hotel before, but I would assume they just throw it out and then just
Yeah, they
replace it with
have
fresh ones
to.
anyway.
They have
So
to throw it out and put fresh ones. Can you imagine if you got to a hotel room and there was only a half a bottle of
yeah, you'd freak out a little bit.
a little bit? I would freak out completely.
Okay, Karen.
No, no,
All right,
I'm not
Karen.
Karen. I'm Millie.
You're gonna freak out.
Yes, there is not enough Karen behavior in this world anymore. Someone's got to complain that, and then you guys complain that the service stinks because you don't let anybody complain about it.
Mm, we're already gonna get canceled.
No, we're not. No, we're not. I know a lot of people agree with that.
That's mixed. I don't think you should be
I
going
mean, not
crazy
go
over it.
crazy, but you should. If something is not up to snuff, you should say something about it.
Yeah, I think you should ask. Like, it's something like
Mhm.
shampoos and bed sheets and stuff. Yeah, that's like
Yeah,
that's minimum.
like, don't even tell me about bed sheets not being clean. Let's do the next one.
So we got like two more. How many? So this is like a one out of whatever, right? Like,
Okay.
so what do you think? How many people do you think put things back in the wrong aisle at the store? What do you think? One out of what?
Um,
Or two out of whatever, three out of whatever. Like, what do you think that number would be?
I don't know what's the maximum number.
Let's say 10.
10. I would say probably 3 out of 10 put stuff back in the wrong place.
Put stuff back in the wrong place, not the
Oh,
right place, the wrong place.
in the wrong place. Yeah, I would say I don't know. I don't know if I want to go high or low on this one because most people decide whether they want. Oh yeah, yeah. Maybe 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
What do you say?
It's pretty close. So the statistic, I'm not good at math, so excuse me.
What is it?
Um, 1 out of 4 people.
1 out of 4.
That's a lot.
Why did you say 10 then? You should have said out of
Well, I
4.
said you could do any. I said you could do any of them.
So yeah, I feel like people either to me, this is what's happened to me. Like if I decide I don't want something or I see something in another aisle, I'll just put whatever it was to replace it with right next to it
Yeah. So
and move on.
the statistic is 1 out of 4 people.
Yeah, I'm not going to go
Well,
all the way back to the other aisle to put it back.
and I think that's just admission. I
Mhm.
think everybody does it.
Yeah,
If it's
or
convenient, you just put it on the nearest shelf.
put it on the shelf, or I take it back.
Yeah.
To took it to the front and just tell the cashier I don't want it because they usually have a cart up there for someone to go return things to the proper place.
That is true.
You got to keep our friends in the grocery stores employed.
And then the last one is, what is the percentage of people do you think that drink out of the carton? Like people who drink straight out of the orange juice
Oh
carton or the milk
no,
carton.
no. Please let that be like 0%.
What is your real
No, I
guess?
know. Oh, I think it depends on age too.
No, like no, this is just straight up
Like college
people,
dorms
no
versus
everybody.
I don't know. I'll say 25%.
You think 25%?
Yeah.
The statistic is actually 52%.
Oh my god.
Admit.
You
So just
better
admit.
not. You
No,
better not.
no.
Not in this house.
Just so if only 52% of people admit it. So that means there's more
That is
people
not
who just
good.
drink from the carton of milk, of orange juice.
Oh my god. No,
Yeah,
that's not good.
that's why you don't just eat stuff at people's
And
houses
this
either.
is why that is why I don't like potlucks for work.
No.
I do not eat other people's food. There's
BYOB, no thanks.
no
I'm not
thanks.
touching it.
No thank you. No thank you. No potlucks for me. Let's just go out to lunch.
Let's just go out to lunch.
Let's just go out to lunch. Let's take the money we would have spent on
At least most of them wash
your
their
old
hands.
milk. Yeah.
At least most of them wash their hands.
And now I don't even want your phone near my lunch either.
Yeah, after that one, after using it on the toilet.
Yeah, no. All right.
Gosh.
What's
All
our
right.
next segment?
Oh my gosh, you're just barking at me now.
Oh, I'm not barking at you. Sorry. I can't hear anything because my ears are still clogged.
Yeah, that's so the next segment is everything related to phones,
Okay.
right? So everything so phone etiquette.
Phone etiquette.
Um
Okay.
So the first one we have is someone is on the phone. This is the first situation.
Mhm.
Someone is on the phone and you have given several verbal cues that you have to go, but they are still talking. Do
Mm,
you stay on the phone or do you pretend that you're getting a call? So like what is the proper thing to do after like you come onto the
yeah.
situation?
And I will say there are situations where you forgot want to say something or you forgot to talk and you get into another conversation.
Yeah.
So it happens. But this happens specifically a lot with like your grandma.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, okay, I gotta go. Bye. Okay, I
Okay,
gotta go.
bye.
Bye. So I feel like I think by the third time that you tell someone that you gotta go, like you either have to fake a call or that someone's at the door or you got to tell someone to like to come and like say something.
What I usually do is that I just sit in silence. I go, right, right.
Sometimes
And
they
I
don't
just
get
let
the
them
hint
no, and
though.
I just don't talk.
Oh my
And I just don't
gosh.
talk because then they feel because then there's no other logical way for them to go and to go, okay, you have to go. That is like a literal clear sign, like, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And just keep letting them talk.
well, the universal sign is like, well, all right.
Yeah, that's
Right?
well, yeah, though that well means it's
Yeah.
over. That
Or
means you
like
gotta hang up.
here's the New York way you know somebody's like done talking about the subject is they're when they go, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
That's
crazy.
not yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
When you hear a New Yorker say that to you,
That means it's time to
it's
it's
time to change
over.
the subject or
Yeah.
time to get off the phone.
It's time to go. Yeah, but like you do think that it is like okay to kind of nudge them
Yeah,
out
you
of
got to
the
I mean, I have to say it 7 times with your grandmother sometimes, you know, and then I'll tell like I'll call you back or you know whatever it is, but you know, you don't want to be rude, but sometimes you got to cut it off, you
yeah,
know.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think it does get a little I don't know. I lost it. Anyway.
All right, let's get to the next one. Maybe you'll get it back after.
Okay, so the next situation is that you told someone you were not feeling well and you canceled plans. But you made plans with someone else instead. So you're kind of making up a lie
Okay.
because you're going to hang out, you're choosing someone over the other.
Okay.
But you go out and you have a great time, only to realize that later you accidentally butt dialed the original person. And so they have a voice message of you clearly just out and about. Do you call them later to try and feel them out a little bit? Or do you just let it go? Or do you just let it?
No, you let it go. You got to pretend it never happened.
Because
Because would you ever listen to some if somebody butt dialed you and it's like a 3-minute message? Are you really going to listen through the whole thing?
I would assume it's like an emergency or
Yeah, I would.
something.
Yeah, like I would if somebody butt dialed me and I just heard like muffle, I would just like text them, "Hey, I think you butt dialed me. Do you need help or do you need anything?" But I wouldn't sit there and listen to the whole
That
thing.
is true. I didn't even think about that. I
Yeah.
don't. I like because most people, if it's 3 minutes and you just hear and it's muffled in the
Unless I hear
pocket,
my name, then I'm listening intently.
yeah. But
But
I don't think you bother because here's the thing that people we always grew up in our family. There's a saying like the first one who talks loses always. And so when you call someone, that's an admission of guilt.
yeah, you
That
just
means you know you messed up and you're telling that other
and
person,
you're taking the temperature.
so he did lie or so they did
Yeah, why are they
deceive me,
calling me?
right? Why
Because
are they calling me to make up
they're
for it?
guilty.
Right? Because they're guilty.
That's why it's better to just be honest. Like, hey, I'm sorry, I'm not feeling. You know, I'm
I
just
made
not going
plans.
out, or I made plans with someone else.
No,
I'm
that's
really sorry.
what you just tried to say was the
Well,
exact how you get in that
I was gonna say
situation.
that, but it is. It's better to just say, hey, I have other plans. You
Yeah,
know,
I have other
can
plans
we
with
or
somebody.
can we just reschedule? You don't even have to. You don't even have to explain yourself. You could just say, hey,
Yeah,
can we reschedule? Would you mind if we
yeah,
reschedule?
I'm busy today.
That's it. You know.
I think a lot of people are just so used to, at least over on this side of the country, they're so used to not lying. It's not lying,
Those
but
little white lies to not hurt people's
it's white
feelings.
lies are more
Mhm.
normalized as opposed to like, listen, people from up east aren't angels either. People up east are very aggressive and very blunt,
I don't
but
think
at least they're
so.
more honest.
They're just honest,
They're
that's
more
it. They don't have
honest.
time, to they're usually, like, really busy and got a lot going on, and there's not as much nicety.
Yeah.
Here it's a lot more gentle when you work with folks and talk to folks, and sometimes you to not hurt their feelings or whatever, they will just tell you like, hey, and make plans with someone else, and it's okay. Just but you don't have to explain nothing. Just
No.
just basically say, can we please reschedule? That's it. But yeah, imagine if you're just like you're yapping away, having a great time, and
Yeah. What if it's like a girlfriend or something, or
oh well,
like
that's
a
a whole different
significant?
that's a whole different segment.
Yeah,
We'll
that's
do that one another time.
that's it.
What's the next question?
um, you get a call, but you're in a public place, and instead of stepping away,
Oh
you'll
no.
take it on speakerphone.
No.
Not urgent, just a casual conversation. So it's not like an emergency. This is like a just a casual conversation. Is this ever acceptable? Just be on
No.
speaker.
No. It is not.
You do it all the time.
I'm in my own home.
You
I'm
do it
never
all
in
the time.
public. I do not do. I step away if I'm in public if I need to take a call. But if I'm in public, I'm honestly usually not on my phone unless it's your brother calling me for some sort of emergency.
That's true.
I'm not on the phone. I enjoy my time with my friends. I enjoy my time with my family. I'm not on the phone.
I think even in the house, but this does say just specifically in
It says in
public.
public.
Says specifically in
Yeah.
public.
In the house, I'm on speakerphone. It's a lot easier than having the phone up to my ear and it's sweating, and it's
Yeah,
just not. It's much more comfortable for me to just be on speaker.
yeah. You can't be at the library and have your
I mean,
speakerphone
when was
on.
the last time you were in a library?
That's true. Who
Come
goes to the
on now.
library? Who goes to the Who reads
Nobody.
anymore?
No, there's some people that go to the library to work and stuff, but you
Quick
know,
sidebar. How do you feel about the little like portable libraries? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
no.
So they have these little stands,
Yeah.
and they have the books like in the
Oh,
little thing.
like in a neighborhood or
Yeah, like
something?
in a neighborhood, and
I
you'll
think
just
that's
open the
cute.
you open the door, you
Uh-huh.
take the book, and they just kind of trust you
To bring it
to
back.
bring it back.
I think that's nice for the kids in the neighborhood.
I think that's a great way to get free books.
Wow. Wow.
Because these kids aren't reading anymore. Come on.
That's awful. I think that that's nice for kids or for people that don't have books.
Oh, seriously, who wants books
But,
now?
you know what we should do? What I should do? I go in his room, take them all out, and go put them in one of those receptacles. He'll never see. He'll never know they're
I would
gone.
get upset. I still read books. I still have like
You have
actual.
tons of
I read
books.
actual books. Like I can't read off the like a computer. I have to have the physical book and turn the page and stuff.
All right. What's
That's
the
me.
next thing?
Okay, so you get a call from someone, you decide to ignore it, but then you immediately text them, "What's up?" Is that
Um,
is that okay to do, or is that respectful?
I I've been in the situation where I call somebody and they don't pick up, and then they text me. Not everyone is in a place where they can speak to you
Yes.
all the time. But I know that there's a lot of people that prefer to text and not talk on the phone.
I remember I had a friend like a month ago or
You're
2 months
shaking the
ago.
camera.
I had a month or so ago, and I tried calling him because I'm just used to just picking up the phone
Yeah.
and just talking to people, and because a lot of that's required what I do and stuff. And my friend hangs up the like mid phone call. You can tell when they hang up on you, like during the
They
dial.
hung up on
Or
you?
the dial, like they cancel the call,
Oh,
right?
okay. So like you
And
mean like send you to voicemail?
yeah, like they just send you right to voicemail.
Okay.
And then I get a text saying, "Oh, you got to let me know when you're calling me." And so now it's like the opposite where I go, "Who are you, the queen?"
You need a new friend.
Yeah. I was like, "Who do you think you are?"
Yeah,
You
to
know?
know let you know when
I
you're
like I got to
calling.
schedule a call with who? Like, what's your assistant's number? I mean,
Um,
come on,
I
man.
mean, I asked my friend if they're gonna be available for a quick call. Are they available? But I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Your
That's
generation is so different.
that's
So
ridiculous. I have to schedule a quick phone call with you. That's not happening. But you think that's disrespectful, or do you think that's a okay thing to do? You said circumstantial, but I'm saying overall.
Yeah, I mean, I think that if somebody calls you and you can pick up the phone, that you should talk to them.
Yeah.
We are losing our our communication in society right now.
No, nobody knows how to talk to each other. This is why we're doing this.
Yes,
Like,
nobody knows how to speak to each other without without controversy, number one, and without with just pick up the phone and say, "Hey, what's going on?" and not have a script or not have like a, a full like a full plan in mind. Like
I
you
mean, we
know.
do because it's a show, but
But this show, yeah, but I when I talk to my best friend, we'll talk for 2 hours and just talk about shit. Like we just talk about whatever is happening in our lives.
right.
It's not
It's not deep. It's not that deep.
well, I mean, we talk about deep stuff too because we're best friends.
I'm
But
it, generalities.
yeah,
Generalities.
but we don't plan it is what I'm saying. Like we don't have, you
Well,
know,
it's not like you don't think you're. I feel like a take is that everyone kind of thinks that they're a figure. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people kind of think that they're a separate personality, and everybody needs to be heard,
mm,
or and everyone has the right to have their own opinions and stuff. But I think that
yeah, I think
yeah,
we're
I don't
going
know.
off I think we're going down a rabbit hole. Let's skip over to happy hour. That's going to be a fun
We got
one.
one more.
Oh, sorry, sorry. Go
We
ahead,
got one
sorry.
more. This is why I'm the producer.
Okay, yeah, he is. All right, what is
Okay,
it?
so the last one of this segment
Mhm.
is that you answer a call while using the bathroom.
Oh
So we're
my god,
back on the toilet.
we're back on the toilet.
We're back
Okay.
on the toilet. So you answer a call in the bathroom, thinking it will last only
Mhm.
for the conversation to be quick, but now you're stuck. Do you flush while you do you flush,
No.
or do you sit there until it's over?
Oh my god,
First of all,
um
on you go, you go.
I think I think that's one of the reasons you don't want to be stuck on the toilet taking a phone call. But I have taken one once in a while from your grandmother who won't get off the phone.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be quick and it turns into a conversation. No, no, I can't do it. Do you?
Well, there's a mute option
Oh,
on the
there is a
phone.
mute option.
So
Yes,
what you do is you
that's
set up the
smart.
conversation to where there's like a brief pause.
Oh my god.
And then once there's like a pause, like, what do you think about this? And they have to think about it, mute, flush, and then unmute. And then you can walk out of the bathroom.
Then you still got to wash your hands.
Well, you wash your hand. Yeah, you do. You do everything. You
Oh
kind of
my
plan it. You do
gosh.
everything in pieces. I make it more complicated.
Just don't answer the phone when you're sitting on the loo.
On the loo,
On the loo.
what are we
That's
in
an
the
old term.
1800s? Comment if you're if you're a millennial, please comment if you know what a loo is.
That's right.
Not loo, but a loo, like a
A
toilet.
loo.
LOO,
I'm
right?
sure many of our listeners will know what the loo
Is
is.
that how you spell loo?
LOO. Yep.
LOO.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I think it is okay to flush, but you have to navigate around it.
I don't
You
know.
have to-
I was like, just I am not about this bathroom question. It's come up twice
this
today.
has been this is the bathroom
The
episode.
phone in the bathroom thing.
I'm gonna make a
I can't wait
bathroom.
to see all the comments on this one.
I'm gonna make a bathroom thumbnail.
Oh
Some
no,
bathroom related.
no, no,
Put a
no,
big toilet.
no! Don't do that. Because imagine how many phones actually fall in the toilet, and that's why they got to take them.
You know, I remember in middle
And the
school.
whole rice thing that they say that happens
I,
when you put it in
I
water.
remember in middle school, some girl in one of my classes. This was like a long time ago
Uh,
now, and she was really mad because she dropped her phone in the toilet
at
at
school,
school, and I started dying laughing.
but
And
did it
she's like,
like fall out of her
"No, like,
pocket?
well, that's what we were all like. How on earth did your phone fall in the school
Like I'm
toilet?"
just thinking, a lot of girls put the phone in the back
And
pocket, and
again, this was like, when was I in middle school? Like what, 2012,
a long
2011?
time ago. Yeah,
Like over 10 years ago now, right?
yeah.
And so we're like, what are you doing bringing your razor phone in the bathroom with you? There wasn't a touch screen or nothing. It was like Pac-Man and Tetris. Like, what are you doing in there where you're dropping your phone in the toilet?
My guess is it was in her pocket, in her pant pocket.
Yeah, she did not find it funny. Everybody else did. I
Oh
found it
yeah,
funny. Um,
it's not
all right.
fun.
So our last segment is happy hour. So this is all about being at the bars, clubs, right? Not club.
Okay.
I'm not clubbing anymore. I'm pushing it. You know, when I was substitute teaching, I said because I'm only like I'm in my mid 20s,
Hmm.
almost late 20s. And the one kid
Oh,
said
you're getting there.
he said exact words. This sixth grader said exact words. Unk pushing 30. That's what he said. He said Unk, and I'm like Unk is pushing 30.
Yeah, Unc does not belong. You
And
don't want
then
to be the COG,
well, it's just
the
it just
creepy old guy at the bar.
well, it's just, now I got Unk status.
Now you're Unc
Now I got
status.
Unk status. So this is about bars and anything like bar related or
Okay,
alcohol related.
I'll try to remember.
So the first one is you're at a crowded bar. Someone just got up. Their drink is half full. No jacket, no napkin on the seat, no indicator that that he or she or they or whatever is saving their seat.
Mhm.
Do you just take it or do you assume they're
Yeah.
coming back?
No, you jump in it.
I
It
I wait.
Oh, you do
I
not
wait a
me.
sec.
I
I wait
just
like
and I jump right
well,
in.
I actually watch where they're going. So like I watch to see because if they're headed towards the bathroom, I'm like, okay,
Then they should
they
leave a
might come back.
jacket.
Yeah, that's true. But some people don't want to leave their stuff just hanging around.
If nothing's on the chair,
If
it's
there's
open.
if there's no drink there, then it's open.
I mean, if there's no I'll leave the drink for them, but I'm sitting in that chair
But
if they're not there.
the drink is half full in this scenario. I wait like maybe a minute or two and then I'm gone. Like I'm
No,
in
you're
there.
not going to get it because someone like me is going to jump right in that chair.
I guess so.
You're never going to get the chair.
So what if they do come back? What are you gonna do? What
Yeah,
are you gonna do when they come
too
back?
bad, so sad. Like, here's your drink. Oh, sorry, I thought you left.
That is true. Well, you have to be not afraid of confrontation. Do
I'm
something like
not.
that. I'm not either, but like that's
I mean, that's happened so many times, especially when I still lived in New York, and it's a commodity to get a seat like at the bar,
that is true. There are certain
and
places where
yeah, like there's not open seating and it's busy, and if they don't leave something there or their friend doesn't put their purse on, like if your father goes to the bathroom and I'm with him, I put my purse on his seat. If I'm
that's
with my
true.
best friend, I put my purse on her seat. She puts her phone like where I'm sitting to hold the spot.
Yeah,
That's the way. That's the universal sign that you're coming back.
yeah. If you
If you
like putting
don't
something on the
put
seat is
nothing,
yeah.
I'm
Sorry,
so
too bad.
sorry. Like,
Your name's not on the seat.
I mean, like if you come back and you're like, oh, sorry, I was sitting here, and like you got a broken foot or something, I'll get up, I'll let you sit. But
You've got a broken
no
foot or
broken foot, I don't know. You know what
something.
I'm saying? Like that maybe there's a reason that I don't know.
If you're carrying an IV, maybe I'll let you take
If you're
the seat
carrying an IV, I'll
back.
let you.
Maybe I'll let you have the seat back.
But no, otherwise, no. It's mine now.
Okay, so the next one is you order drinks for your group, and someone says, "I'll Venmo you." Right? So they're not paying. They're like, "I'll Venmo you."
Hmm.
Okay. It's been like 3 days. No Venmo. Do you remind them, or do you just eat the cost? No, you're giving me my money back.
Uh
I am a stickler. Like no. I'm not shaking you down for money, but like like you're gonna pay me back.
yeah, because so there's a couple scenarios with this because sometimes people forget. Like I am a
Yeah,
person that if I don't Venmo you right now, I may forget that I owe you
yeah,
something until I see you again, and then I'm like, oh, I owed you, I owed you money. Why didn't you remind me? Or why didn't you tell me? Um, but it's not their responsibility. If you owe somebody money that you're supposed to Venmo, you're supposed to tell them. Now, if you're supposed to send it to them without being reminded.
right.
Now, if I see like 3 or 4 days goes by and it depends on how much it was. If it's like under $50, I'm not gonna shake them down
Under
for it.
50.
Well, it depends what friend it
If it's
is
like
too.
a beer or something, then
That's
like okay, I'll
different.
let it slide,
Yeah,
right?
you just get me
But
next time.
if it's like a like we're at a rooftop or something or a nicer place, Those drinks are like $20 a pop. You're
Yeah.
giving me my $20 back.
Well, that's the whole thing is like how friendly are you? How much do you know the person? Like, it's a sticky situation.
Sticky situation.
It is. It's a pickle.
No, you're getting. It's not a pickle. It's you're giving me my money,
Yeah, like
and that's
I've
what's
been
going
in this
down.
position with work stuff. Like work things and usually most people remember to Venmo you, but there are some people that don't and I definitely think there's two ways to handle people that owe you money.
Yeah,
Number one is don't put yourself in that situation with them again.
yeah. Just don't even like accept
Right.
the.
And I've told my son this many times and his brother. Sometimes how much was it that they owe you? Oh, they owe you like $70. Well, it cost you, I don't know if anyone's watched A Bronx Tale. It cost you $70 for him never to go out with you again or
Right.
to never do it to you
So if they
again.
don't pay you back, it's like, well, like that $20 drink, it costs you $20 to get rid of them.
It
So
costs you
like, don't
20
even
bucks to get
bother.
rid of them. So that's it. You got to take the lesson too to who you go out with and who you are okay with Venmoing you.
It's like a $100 tab.
Yeah, if
That's
it's a
an
hundred
issue.
dollar
That's an
tab,
issue.
I would just, if it's $100 that they owe you, because it could get expensive. Like I would have no problem like sending a message in 3 days and being like, hey, my Venmo ID is this,
I'm
in case
messing. I'm not
in
being
case you
polite
didn't
about.
get it.
I'm not being so polite about
Oh, you got to
it.
do what you got to do.
So the third situation is, this happens all the time now.
Okay.
Someone brings their dog into a bar that technically doesn't like allow dogs, but the bartender does not say anything. Is that okay or is that out of pocket? Is
I
that not
oh,
acceptable?
so yeah, if it's a service dog,
If it's a service dog, that's different.
is
No, this
different,
like
right?
not a service dog, but like a
Just a
just
regular
some
dog.
guy's random pet
I
is
feel
sitting on the
like
floor.
so I feel like if it's an outdoor area,
Like a patio's
a
okay.
patio or something, I think that's okay if it's a well-behaved dog and it's, to get the person's getting them out of the house or whatever. I
Hmm.
don't know. I don't know why you would want to subject your pet to all that noise and all these people drinking. I think that that's cruel, but
Mm.
you know, uh, but some people to get their dog out of the house or whatever. And if it's a patio setting, like I'm okay with it as long as the dog is behaved. And
Yeah,
most of the ones I've seen just sit under the
yeah,
table
most
and
of them just sit under the
yeah.
table or just
But
kind
I
of.
do feel like it's the responsibility of the establishment because people have allergies too.
Oh,
Some
that's
people
true.
are allergic to dogs and stuff.
I mean, in Europe, like when you if you go to like if you go to Europe, like we
Mm.
saw like we've seen it where like they do like their dogs are just everywhere.
Well, they have
And
random street dogs. Yeah.
when there's not just random street dog, but like people have
Mm.
um like their dogs are just allowed to like be with them outside and
Hmm.
inside the restaurants and stuff. But I feel like
I didn't see any inside. I
not
saw the
inside but
outside.
outside.
Yeah.
But that's different 'cause some people bring their dogs like inside and they're not service dogs.
Mm.
And for me, my opinion is like that's really unsafe. Because if that dog gets mad, somebody accidentally steps on its tail
Yeah,
or something
yeah.
and it bites somebody, then you
Well,
put
what if somebody like what if there's like somebody had broken a dish or a glass and then the poor
and
dog
the dog gets hurt.
gets hurt? Like that's like it's like very tricky territory.
It is.
So
This one's gonna be mixed, I think, with
this one's going to be
responses.
mixed because we have a lot of animal lovers and we love dogs and we love
Yeah, I
animals.
love dog. Yeah, I
Yeah.
used to volunteer with
Yeah.
rescue
And I
dogs and stuff.
understand that
So
people have service dogs that need to be with them, to get them out into society and that's really important for them. So um
yeah, I think I just as an overall, I
yeah.
think that like I don't think it's a no go. I think that you should keep your dog home, right? But it's not because it's
Mhm.
like, oh, get the filthy thing out of here. That's not what I'm saying. It's
No,
just
no, I think that just for the safety of the dog,
I think it's for the safety of people
and
and the
the
dog
animal.
itself.
Yeah.
It's like it's a mutual
All right, what's the
thing.
next one? Let's do something funny.
Okay, so someone orders a complicated. Ugh, sorry, let me restart. Someone orders a complicated cocktail, but it's at a dive bar, like it's in a hole in the wall kind of
Oh
place,
my
like a
god.
lavender gin fizz, or something like like a what do they call it? Like a Negroni at a place where there's beer taps,
Right,
right?
right.
Um, is is this like is this too much? Is that a
Yeah.
big ask? I
Yeah.
think that's a big ask too. I think that's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I one time in Colorado, I went into a place that it literally was just named bar. Like just bar. And you walked in and it was like this old guy with long hair and a black t-shirt and I forgot if we asked him like for a white Russian or what we
Yeah.
asked him for and just looked at us and he was like, "Get out of here." He told us to get out of there. He's like, "If you don't want a beer or you don't want like just a red wine, get out of here."
Right.
He told us to get out. And we're just like, "Okay, we'll take whatever you got." Like, because we just didn't want to go to another place,
I
you
don't think a
know?
white Russian is crazy, but I get what you mean. Like to some people, it
He
is
told
like,
us, "Get out." Like,
but
just get out of
there's a
here.
level of like
Read
read
the
the
room.
environment.
Read
Yeah,
the
read the
room.
environment
Yeah.
because it is like I would not be ordering Negronis
Hmm.
at Sawtooth. You know,
Yeah.
like a bar, there's a bar across the street, and it's just like where everyday working people kind of go
Yeah.
hole in the wall, funny characters and stuff.
Yeah.
But like
They're going to just like get a
it's
beer.
beer, whiskey, or shots, and
That's
like
it.
that's it.
Yeah.
You're not getting a Moscow Mule or a whiskey where they're torching, the wood chips. They're not
Oh,
smoking the drinks and
the
stuff.
old fashioned.
Yeah, like an old fashioned or
Yeah.
something. That's not
Well,
what's
yeah,
going
you
down.
got to know where you're at. You got to read the room. Can
Some
you
people.
imagine? Yeah, yeah, we got kicked out, me and Tina. We laughed so hard.
So the last one before we wrap everything up here is you loudly announce. So you're out, and let's just say that you can't have some control, right? You have a few too many.
Okay.
You loudly announce to the table you're cutting yourself off, right? You're like,
Mhm.
okay, I'm done. Like, don't give me any more. But then you accept another drink 10 minutes later. We've all done it. We've all done that in our lives. But is there anyone that actually means that? Like, so when you're with a group of people and someone says like, "Oh, they cut me off," do you actually believe
Uh,
that's what's happening, or do you just like they're in for the night? Like, this is going to be the worst night.
I know. Like, I just know that it's going to be a crazy night because anyone that's ever said, "All right, I'm getting cutting off. This is my last one," eventually, when you have to say that, eventually you're going to be like, "All right, just one more."
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
So
You always go, well, maybe just one more, and you're already at the
yeah, and if you have to say, "Okay, maybe one more," you're done.
you're done. You need
You're
to stop.
not even need to stop. You're gonna have a bad night, like and a bad
it's
morning.
it's not even of like there's a lot because some people think it's like about classiness or whatever, but like I think
Mm.
it's just it's like no, like you're just gonna wake up with the worst headache on planet Earth tomorrow. Like that's why you
Yeah.
should stop.
But it's nobody else's responsibility at the table
No,
to uphold your cutting off.
no, you need to
Yeah.
control yourself. You can't
Yeah,
let
you
somebody
have
else
to
do it.
control yourself. And if you're saying okay, like I don't want to have any more because like I have a big day tomorrow or I don't want to have any more cuz I have
You got to work.
cuz you got to work or whatever. We've all been there where we're like, all right, one more,
Yeah,
but
that usually
make
is the
sure
worst
you can
decision.
handle it because that usually doesn't turn out good.
Yeah, because then the next morning's Pedialyte and what is the
And Tylenol.
Gatorade and Tylenol,
Yeah,
you know. But yeah, nothing good ever happens after.
midnight.
Love it. Nothing happens good after, and nothing ever good happens after. Just one more. That
Just one
sentence,
more.
just one more. Nothing good ever happens
It
after that.
usually ends up in a conundrum.
All right, so we got again another good hour
Yeah.
out of just talking and discussing things.
Yeah, we just want everybody to join us and leave some comments and what you would do and what you think and just keep it light. This is just about us conversing and just
Mhm.
having fun and just talking about everyday topics.
Yeah, so follow. We are on Instagram.
Yep.
Who does that? Podcast official, I think, is the Instagram. We are on TikTok. It's pretty easy. We're like the only ones with the name of this
Hmm.
podcast. We're on Apple Podcasts. You can see our logo. who does that. Question mark podcast. Please follow our social and our YouTube. Our YouTube is the one that's really popping off right now.
Yes,
That's the one
please
that's popping off.
subscribe to
So
our channel, to our podcast channel.
please subscribe. We're gonna set up a Patreon soon, so maybe we start making extra stuff
Yeah, and we
or
should do a live on TikTok, so so our followers can join in with us
yeah,
live.
YouTube lives and stuff. We're gonna start trying to plan more
Yes,
around those things. But yeah, please follow us on. We're on almost every social platform. We're not on Snapchat yet. We don't even know what we'd put on
I don't
there
even
yet.
know what that is.
Um, yeah, please comment. Give us your opinions. That's all this is about. Are there situations that you would want us
To talk
to talk
about,
about? Are there segments? We are so open. We'll talk about anything. So
yes,
like, well, not everything, but
yes, no controversial
no,
stuff.
yeah,
I'm not
nothing
down for
political.
controversial. Yeah,
Um,
I want lighthearted stuff. Life's hard enough.
and yeah, this is literally just the start.
Yeah,
And obviously, our production value will start to go up. We'll
yeah, we're
start
going to
to
keep trying to get better and better with our production, and try to get more equipment and stuff,
we'll have the fancy mics and the multicams down the line and soon.
down the line.
Soon.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see everybody next week then.
Alrighty, thank you guys.
Bye.
Bye.